Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut, and we are here in a Division C East matchup. Ankle shot on the side of Zul'jin Distillery on the Falstad. Wit is going to be on the Tyrael. Be Fresh is going to be on that Raynor. We've got Lead on the Uther, and a Malfield to be played by Nutcracker. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Battle Troll is going to be on the Urel. We've got Lucio played by Amusio, I think. Dead On is going to be on the Chromie. Kozer is going to be on the ETC. And Sequel Black is going to be on that Hanzo. Let's go ahead and check out our level 1s and see what our first engagement will be looking like here on Battlefield of Eternity in our little best of 3 series for NGS. Welcome, welcome everyone. Raz, good to see you. Christian, thank you so much for coming by as well. Hope you're all doing well, my friends. I'm waiting to see what like the initial poke looks like. I'm also skimming through some of the level 1s. We actually are going to see the Light of the Caribor for the Urel. We did see yesterday, what was it? We saw the like auto attack based one that we never ever see, and I don't think it actually got much value realistically. I mean, they were healing like 200 or so at like level 16 from that, so I was like, I feel like you can actually get a lot more value of Light of Caribor if you're just trying to do more self-sustain. But either way, Falstad did go into the Seasoned Marksman at level 1, or excuse me, the Frequent Flyer, which is going to be the same thing as Seasoned Marksman, being able to build up that auto attack base damage. And peeking up into the top lane, Nutcracker versus Battle Troll. Seems like it's a fairly equal matchup with a flight up onto the camp from Falstad. Big question that I now pose is, does this Urel see it even happen? I'm trying to jump onto their vision. She is going to have that Avenging Wrath up and available, but ends up just utilizing that onto the wave rather than diving onto the camp. That was grabbed by the Falstad and Malfield. Back into the bottom lane, we are going to be seeing the Phoenix Rising Onyx team just pushing up this wave a little bit. We could actually potentially see a grab onto this bottom lane camp from our red side, but wow, that is a lot of damage into Raynor, and follow-up damage as well, as Dead On is pretty accurate with some of these Sandblasts and Dragon Breaths. First objective will be announced here roughly in 30 seconds, and it's up and available in 60 seconds for contest, as the Raynor is going to get poked out a little bit. Ankle shot, just trying to build out those stacks with that hammering being thrown out every so often. And these level 4 talent tiers are going to be coming through in just a second. Man, Ankle shot stepping way far up into this ETC. I was waiting to see if we had a power slide lockdown, but it looks like it wasn't utilized, and this will just be the disengage with Raynor. Grabbing the camp on the left-hand side. Did go Exterminator at level 1. So you can see right there, it does have that increased damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters. So basically, this is going to also, I believe monsters will refer to the immortals. So it does give you increased race onto that. But it doesn't give you increased race onto the elite camps, which are going to be like your boss, your sentinel on the... Yeah, I believe Sentinel Camp on Hanamura is actually considered a elite camp as well, so I believe you don't get increased damage onto those. I might be wrong, actually. I might be wrong, and monsters do count for elites, but I have a feeling that it is not. Either way, Wit and Ankle Shot going to grab the camp for bottom lane. Belith and Alarian spawn in the north-south positions, and we will see who's able to get the first half of this race. It is so far going over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. I realize, thank you, Stark, I forgot to add the S. Thank you. It's just news. I forgot to add the S when I retyped out the command. Malfield doesn't actually step to this. Okay, no, they are able to step to this. Okay. I was like, this is a really weird, just like, am I going in? Am I not? Malfield actually going to be clearing out this top lane that did actually, yeah, trying to clear out the top lane as Urel was pushing things out as well, and that will be a kill onto Hanzo through the Uther. Second blood actually over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery, and they're going to be sitting up 2-0 in kills, and it looks like the race might just go over in their favor. Angel Guardian, thanks for the follow. Alrighty. Objective phase has ended, and it will go over to the side, as I said, to Zul'jin Distillery. Phoenix Rising Onyx will have to defend through this top lane, and I'm looking just to see how they're splitting on the map. It's going to be the vast majority of their team for this defense. Urel back into bottom lane to split soak against the Malfield, who is rotating down there as well. Draft show hype. I am very excited. We actually had a rehearsal not an hour ago, actually. Actually, a little bit more than an hour ago at this point. It was really good. There's a couple things that I'm like tripping up on for myself, but there's a lot of practice time that I set aside for tomorrow. So we're gonna button things up tomorrow. I'll be nice and ready on Saturday for it. Just hosting is it's a different beast. Last season I was an analyst at that point, so it was really easy for me to just like come in and be like, I got information about players. I don't have to drive this bus. I just have to respond to the questions asked to me. Now I have to be the one who has to transition everything and do all that. As Ankle Shot will go down, the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx have found their first blood in this game 5 minutes in. Jehas, I think that's how you say your name. Thanks for coming on by, friend. Hope you're doing well on this Thursday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the Here's the Storm casting we've got for you all. We are going to swap over to Halo 3 campaign in a few hours. We're going to be joining a few of our friends with that one, and yeah, we might finish it up today. I think it's like everyone thinks that like we're pretty far along, so we might be able to finish it up tonight. Either way, we'll finish it up at some point, but top lane fort will go down. Ooh, wait, no, ooh. Tyrael could sacrifice himself onto the, yep, there it is. And then it's kind of a 2-for-1 because you're able to get the cooldown reduction on your death timer with the 10% per enemy hero hit with your explosion, but you also got the structure too. Unfortunately, Falstad will go down, not able to dive and dip around all the enemy damage. Led though on this Uther is able to back off and will not get picked off by the scatter arrow. Jayhouse, thanks for the follow. So with 10 Talentiers right around the corner, let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers. Shaka Spear, thank you as well for the follow. So 10 Talentiers will pop up at the top of our screens. That's where we're going to cycle through these other numbers so we can get an idea of what those look like. Hanzo has finished out their level 1 simple geometry. We have Nutcracker and Battle in bottom lane, just kind of going back and forth here and actually really realistically just ignoring each other, looking for the wave clear rather than the 1v1. I don't know, CCL draft show, I'm super excited about it. Like it's gonna be really good. I'm very nervous for, as I said, my role, but we'll do fine. I'm nervous for every show that I do, no matter what. That's pretty much the standard. Wow, there is roughly 200 experience or 202 HP difference between these two immortals right now, and it's going to go straight to the race phase. I feel like this is going to be a neck and neck immortal phase, as it is going to be Chromie and friends on the right, burning this down as best, or excuse me, on the right. I had that right initially. Burning this down as best they can. There was an arrow shot by Hanzo to try and stall out the enemy team race, but it was just a little too late. And in the end, it will be Alarian going over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery. They'll take this into bottom lane and look to find some structural damage. Don't be nervous, you'll do fine. Oh yeah, no, the nervousness is not so much about like being on the show, being like in front of people. Like it's nothing about that. It's mostly it's nervousness in not hecking up. Because it's like I've like this season I'm now host and stuff, so like it's there's more to my role, so it's just a little bit of like nerves for that part, just to make sure that like it's a lot of little things. It's a lot of little things is the easiest way to describe it. It's hard to describe in these situations. Oh, Gust from Falstad's gonna be a little bit late onto that Hanzo. I did see the angle that Ankle Shot was looking for. Wit is gonna be able to get the cleanse from this Uther and still sustain damage through the bottom lane. Malthael did rotate down here as well, if I'm not mistaken. It is going to be full 5 members of our blue team, Zul'jin Distillery, trying to open up this keep front gate through bottom lane. All in all, I mean, this is 2 forts down in 8 minutes. Big arrow from Hanzo. Mosh Pit will come out. No Gust is available for the from the Falstad right now. Divine, excuse me, Sanctification used by the Tyrael, and actually ETC gets traded out. It's an Uther for an ETC. But yeah, it's hard to describe. It's one of those things that like I have like there's like little crutch words, or there's things that you say. There's a lot of things that like casters say that you all don't see us like. We actually know when we say dumb shit, we know, and we wait for the screen to transition off of our faces, and then we make these awkward like just like gripe faces in a sense, like just like, oh god, I really said that. Okay, that sounded so stupid. Like when I said, when I meant to say lanes, but I ended up saying Crowans. So I said like something about like getting into lane Crowans. And the producer literally just went Crowans into my headphones. And I was like, all right, okay, look. It happens, it happens. Sometimes your brain and your mouth don't want to communicate properly. Making strides, yeah. I'm excited to see him in Overwatch League and stuff like that. He's announced that he's doing Overwatch stuff, so that's really, really exciting. I'm gonna check it out. Like, I don't watch a lot of Overwatch stuff, but I'll probably try and check it out again. All right, the Immortal phase is slowly but surely going over to the side of our blue team. Zul'jin Distillery is burning down this Belith as the Divine Storm comes out from Uther, and dear lord, the Hanzo is going to get chunked right there. Divine Shield, excuse me, Sanctification will come out from this Tyrael as Nutcracker is going to get Mosh, the Absorption to be used. The Interrupt is going to be there, as well as a Gust to disengage from that Mosh Pit. Battle Troll is trying to back off. No Ardent Defender as it was used literally 10 seconds ago. And this is Belith once again being burned down by the side of Zul'jin Distillery. A really well-played objective phase for the side of our blue team as Malthael splits off and will clear things out through the top lane. No, I'm talking about Overwatch League. Sorry, I jumped subjects. I was reading what Dynasty was saying and I was responding to it. Doa's doing Overwatch League. McIntyre will be joining us for Season 2 of CCL. It's going to be Grubby and I. I am the host. Grubby and I are casters, and McIntyre is the analyst. Jump in from the Urel. A lot of displacement onto Wit, but this is just going to be a Tyrael who's able to then just speed things up, give themselves a shield, and pop the Eldruin's Might into the enemy team's face. Hanzo Zera is going to T-Taurus next to the enemy team. Battle Troll going to be able to get their way out of this. Unfortunately, the Uther finds the stun, and a kill goes over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Phoenix Rising Onyx will have to defend against this Immortal through the top lane. Third Immortal of the game, 11 minutes in. It hits pretty hard. I actually want to check really quickly. How hard is Alarian hitting for right now? Going to be for 690 nice damage, but also 1,380 into structures. Hanzo getting clipped and killed right as we get into this push. Urel coming back in 5 seconds. That was a nice staggered death in favor for the side of Zul'jin Distillery, who are looking to take keep front gate. Can they go for keep itself? The slowing sands from Chromie will push back the enemy team positionally, but not even push them back, just make the rotation or the entry into this a little awkward. Stuns coming out, Divine Storm as well. The 1-2 punches through, and the members of Zul'jin Distillery have found another kill. Alarian still pushing in through this top lane, does find the last little bit of damage into the keep itself, and this is a step forward. Barrel roll plus Gust will actually split everyone but the Chromie. I can't believe the level of just skill in that, as there's going to be an interrupt with a penetrating round from Raynor. Currently have the core shielding falling quite quickly on the right-hand side of this core. Alarian getting some decent damage into this. There's some... Oh, Chromie. Didn't have the timeout. Nutcracker was going for that little extra, for that last right's value. But Catapult and Minion through bottom will confirm the keep. One more, actually 2 more shots. Yeah, unfortunately, you see the pinks coming out for it as well. I think the members of Zul'jin knew that this keep would not go down. This is why you draft an Azmodan, everybody. This specifically is why you draft Azmodan. So you can throw a dunk at the keep, and then it will still stay alive, because dunk doesn't do... no, it does that much damage this late in the game. It should do this much. With 16s... Sorry, I was like, I got into a stretch and I was like, oh god, this is a good stretch. With 16s right around the corner, the members of Zul'jin Distillery are just going to go ahead and use the slight advantage they have. Since, as I said, the 16 Distillery, dear lord, the 16 advantage or the 16 equalization will come through from Phoenix Rising Onyx in a little bit. They've got to catch a few waves. So until then, it's just kind of free reign, per se, for the side of Zul'jin Distillery around this map. Tyrael just taking aggressive rotation. Actually, it looks like we might have an invade onto this camp, or at least maybe a steal. I want to jump onto Hanzo Vision really quickly, see what our red team is seeing as Urel's hanging in the bottom lane. There's no Druid's Might that came through. You can see all that rotation because of that boombox from from the Lucio, but you can even see it here. There's that little bit of trepidation to even consider stepping in. Stun out from the Uther, maybe a second stun as well, so cattle, so the ETC can't step on the point. There is going to be the Holy Ground used by the, dear lord, by the Tyrael. Gust comes out as well. The explosion's up and available. Gonna look for just this ETC, and actually, I think ETC got picked off before the explosion went out. Last rites will go on to 1, does find the kill onto Yrel. No Ardent Defender used in time. Oh my god. Amusio is going to be so very low, isn't going to get picked off. I think they tapped well, but Double Camp will be pushing in through the top lane as the Immortal phase is here being rushed down by the side of Zul'jin Distillery. That was insane. Yeah, that was really good. I really want to drink this tea because I need more caffeine. But it's way too hot. And I'm realizing that I'm out of water as well. So we're going to have to get some water after this game. But we are up in favor for the side of Zul'jin Distillery, who are going to go over to this left-hand side, the race potential side on this Immortal, and chunk through Belith very quickly. Another Alarian spawn. I actually don't know which lane it will prioritize. Maybe bottom, since it has the front, it has a little wall in it and still up and available. Maybe that's it. I don't know. A little bit of delay on grabbing out the rest of this Immortal because there was the camp on the left-hand side grabbed, and the Immortal goes into bottom lane. It always goes into the more well-defended lane. I was just looking, I'm like, well, I guess this one technically has the wall, so maybe that's the consideration for it. Or it could have flipped a coin and we just guessed right. Who knows? 4 deaths for a camp? Hey, you know, that's the trade that I like in my Storm League games. ETC power slides in, no mosh pit up and available for 30-some seconds. Alarian with a fairly large shield is going to be up and available. That's going to be Yrel diving backwards, pops the Ardent Defender, gets the sound barrier from the Lucio as well. That's everything used as Yrel tries to dive away with the Avenging Wrath and ends up getting caught by the Divine Storm. No 20 talent here, so no Divine Hurricane, but it's not even necessary at this point. ETC Mosh Pit up and available. Could we see some sort of backwards power slide, maybe looking for a setup? I doubt, mostly because the enemy team is not stacking up very well. There's a power slide, there's the Mosh Pit, but the interrupt immediately comes through from the Rainer, and ETC gets cooked. That will be Immortal moving towards core. This is going to be a lot of damage onto Lucio, who's able to push off before the last rites finds the kill, and that'll be game number 1 over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery. GG, well played. Doe is not casting. No. Doe is doing Overwatch League, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, good game. Ooh, a good game. All right, let me show you talents, and we will get into the next map. Storm League. 3 guys prefer healing. The other one with Lex first picks Tyrande, then doesn't even pick the healing talents. It was a fun, cost me 479 points. Because it was right after my placements. I am so sorry, Arthas, my friend. That's a rough go. Sippy Bear, good to see you, friend. PD, thanks for the follow during that game as well. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing, my friends. Alrighty, there's that. Yeah, I mean, I hear about that Storm League game, and I'm just one of those. One of those. That's unfortunate. Did they literally not communicate that they were gonna they were like, oh, I'm gonna pick Tyrande and I'm not even gonna heal? Like, or were they just like, I'm Tyrande? And that's the conversation. All right, let's see. Zul'jin Distillery will be up 1 in this best of 3 series. Let's update their score. At least I won 2 and lost 2, so I only lost like 12 points overall. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll take that. Better than losing like 8 games in a row and just sitting there and being like, well, that's a day of games. I'm done. Oh, God, it's so good. I love tea. I don't drink anything. I don't drink tea when I wake up, so that's probably why I get so tired in the afternoon. But I then chug a bunch of tea in the afternoon, and I have no problem with it. So slowly but surely, we are going to be waking up. And we're going to get into the next map as well. I'm just double checking that players are on the right sides. They are, and cool. We will get into this in just a second. Oh, hey, it's my team, and I didn't even play this set. Oh, no, Miss Wind-Up Bird. I tried. I've got a custom OBS UI that I've got going on. Aliabs was wondering if you'd be willing to give me any feedback to make casters trying to practice. Yeah, you can send it on over, my friend. I'll check it out. Ruinous? I think that's how you say your name. Thanks for the follow, my friend. Yeah, Spaz, I can check it out. I lost both and lost to 1,000 points. Yeah, because Blizzard, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, you definitely want to create a ranked environment that people want to come back to. That's for sure. Thanks for the cast, though. I still enjoy watching my team play. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that. By the way, can we talk about how cute my dog is? He got 2 walks today, so he is out cold. Like he is sleepy. Like we went for a walk at 9 and we went for a walk at noon, and then I had my CCL draft day rehearsal. It went pretty good. I got a couple things that I want to work on personally. It's just a lot of verbiage stuff. That's the big thing when you get into casting is you really start to realize what words you pick consistently and how often you use those same words. Oh god. Whoa, Ashen! Thank you for gifting a sub to Mud. Holy shit! Thank you. Thank you for supporting stream. Thanks for helping me buy bandit food tomorrow. I need to buy bandit food. I have enough for dinner and breakfast tomorrow, but I need to run out and get him another bag. Okay, that's good. Good job, Blizzard. I enjoy rank so much. Yeah, I'm sure that's literally how we all feel about it. Probably not. Retail already takes more than... oh, okay. Right now, it's just on GitHub. I really need to look at an interface folder. Simple screenshot to look at. Okay. Let me look at this, and then we'll get into game, everybody. All right, let me do the GitHub link. I get confused as hell on GitHub. I don't know where to download half the time. It's like, go to file, go to code. What do I download? Download zip. All right, I've downloaded the zip, so I remember to look at it later. Let me look at the UI. There's a lot happening in this UI, I will say that. This is a little busy. Looks like you have your talents at the top and the bottom as well. I don't think it's really necessary, mostly because if you have it in one spot, duplicating it in the other is going to cause a lot of redundancy per se. I do like seeing the ability cooldowns. That's really, really cool. Here, if anyone wants to look at what I'm looking at, this is what I'm looking at. Spaz just sent this over in chat. I think this is just, it's a little redundant to have these two things. This is kind of cool up in the top bar, but as I said, like I think you could better utilize, if you want to put anything up here, I think it'd be better utilized to put this up here and maybe make this a little bit smaller so you have a nice datum that's a little bit higher up. I do like I do see why you did this down here though. You want to keep that datum line, that level right there across. But this just seems it's a little too much to have both of those. As for like quests and stuff, I mean, just some of these like numbers and stuff could get cleaned up a little bit. You got some bleeding colors and imagery that are coming out of the box. Yeah, looking nice though. Looking nice. Looking pretty nice. That's just my initial thoughts on it. I'm by no means like any sort of official word on anything, but if you wanted my 2 cents, that's my quick 2 cents just glancing at it. The talents at the top are toggleable. That's pretty interesting. I get confused by GitHub, and I worked with that for 2 years. Okay, so that I don't feel as dumb. I'm a university teacher. Since we're doing online courses, I started recording them as students who couldn't attend. I realize as well how often using some words and phrases. Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised, even in normal conversations, how much you repeat the same word. It's not until you start casting and stuff where you're really self-critical, or as you're saying, like when you're doing these like recordings, you'll notice that you have crutch words, or you repeat sentences, or you use the same transitional words, like let's go ahead and take a look at this, because I do that all the time. That is my transition crutch, and I need to just get away from let's go ahead or over onto. Yeah, those are a lot of the same things. I had a philosophy professor that constantly said the same phrase. Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty common. A lot of casters do that too. I have some stuff that I know I say a lot, so I just stop putting it into my casts. Like, there's certain spiels I have that I just stop doing because I'm like, look, I've done it so much, just pepper it in every so often. All right, I've delayed long enough. We farmed enough uptime. Let's get into another game, everybody. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Zul'jin Distillery. Ankle Shot going to be on the Kael'thas. We've got Nutcracker on the Malthael. Lead is going to be on the Deckard Cain. We've got Befresh on that Raynor, and Wit will be on the Varian. For the right-hand side, we have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. We're going to seeing Sequel Black on the Tychus. Kozar, I believe, or Kozar is going to be on that ETC. Battle Troll on the Diva. Dead On is going to be on the Sylvanas, and Musio, I believe, is going to be on that Brightwing. GitHub is nice for programmers, but they usually don't make things easy to download and install for their stuff for GitHub for regular users. Yeah, look, I'm not a programmer, I'm dumb. Well, that's why there's usually a README. Okay, here's my defense. There have been a couple of the GitHub things where I go to the README, and the README is absolutely useless. It's just like, check out my Twitter! And it's just like, this README doesn't give me an information. I don't know what specifically I need to download, because GitHub's confusing. Anyways, yeah. I've had like one or two of those moments, but yeah, I mean, there's usually a README that does make sense, but I've had a couple READMEs that are just like, why'd you even title it this? Why did you not just put like, follow me on Instagram or something as your thing? Usually when you see something like that, it's usually a money. I don't know. Is that a programmer thing? I'm not a programmer. I'm too stupid. I got some feedback on the README already, as I lacked good install instructions. Oh, okay. I didn't even look. I downloaded the zip folder, and that's all I did. I'll take a look at it after stream tonight. Or I'll probably look at it tomorrow morning, realistically. We'll probably finish stream around like 9-ish tonight, so I'll probably be wanting to go make some soup. Speaking of, I spent all morning making soup. All right, let's talk about this game, everybody. Let's not talk about soup. I've been thinking about pizza and wings all day, so I'm just trying to keep my mind off of pizza and wings, so I've been thinking about soup instead. It's a lot healthier. Kael'thas is going to be going into the Mana Addict at level 1, picking up those regeneration globes, looking for 20 for the Arcane Barrier. We do have the ETC on that Proc Rock at level 1, looking for 20 of those as well, so they can get some healing out for their friendly members. That was actually pretty cool. I think the phase shift was canceled because the Diva mech did fall, which I guess it means that it won't just transfer to the Diva pilot. Makes absolute sense, actually, because it's a new targeting thing, blah, blah, blah. So nice play from Malthael just to deny the heal and the survivability of that mech, but also that's half a hero kill. If anyone didn't know, when Diva mech dies, that's half a hero. When Diva pilot form dies, that's the other half of the hero. So literally, mech is half, pilot's half. Taunt comes out from Varian onto the Tychus, but it won't be enough for a kill. Phase shift is now going to go out onto that ETC. So all in all, good thing it didn't really connect onto the Diva, because then this mid lane would be forced in even harder, as it is going to crash into the front gate. A little bit of poke damage here and there. Overkill coming out from the Tychus just to try and burn down this wave as quickly as possible. Dead On coming in here with the Sylvanas as well. And this will be just some roots out from Deckard Cain to zone back the enemy team. Kael'thas back into top lane to continue soaking out for gems as well as those regeneration globes. Raynor did do a bit of a rotate into this bottom lane, or is going to do so, to catch the experience and potentially even give an opportunity for Malthael to grab the Siege Giant camp, but that's up in 60 seconds, so I wonder if they actually just show down here, and this is just Befresh just catching the experience for now, and might rotate out in a second with turn availability here for both sides. If you want, feel free to poke me on Reddit or wherever. Okay, thank you. The README leads you to Twitter or anywhere it ends up. Oh wow. Yeah, I've never had a readme take me to like something scammy or anything like that. That'd suck a lot. I ate pizza, salami, jalapeno, southern fried chicken, and olives with garlic butter dipping. Yeah, I'm a pig. I wouldn't call you a pig. That sounds delicious. There's a couple things in there that my body can't eat, but like the vast majority of that, like, give it to me. I'm not one to judge. Like, I eat tons of gross food still. Walker, thank you for the big cookie for the dog, for the good boy. We will do that after this game. I will do my best to remember. I'm sure we won't forget. Sure, we won't forget whatsoever. I'd be worried about your veins. I mean, if you're eating that every day, then yeah, maybe a little bit of a worry. But I mean, if you have it here and there, like that's like your big Friday meal or something like that, you know, good on you. That sounds delicious. Yeah. Alrighty, we have the Red Web Weavers descending on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, who are going to be able to push these in through top. I was gonna say mid, but mid's like already being just held by the side of Zul'jin Distillery. I think Wit was looking for a potential taunt target. Does find one onto this Sylvanas, who is going to be able to get the cleanse out from the Brightwing. There was a Scroll of Sealing out from the Decker Cane as well, if I'm not mistaken. I was locking someone down for a hot second. This is a Living Bomb on the Brightwing, who's going to be fine for now. I don't know. Does she have Phase Shift up and available? Not for another 30-something seconds. So no big burst in healing for a friendly member, as Ankle Shot's doing their best to clear out this top lane. I'm just skimming through talents really quickly before we go ahead and cycle through those other numbers. We haven't had a chance to look at those yet in this game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Towers to be locked on by Sylvanas. Dead On is looking to amplify the siege value for Phoenix Rising Onyx. Can they actually do that? Or will there be enough defense to mitigate this push through the front gate? Gate does go down, but I'm looking to see, do we get anything beyond that? Doesn't look like that'll be the case, and half a level lead still exists on the side of our red team. I'm sorry, D.Va, are you just... I like the giant crabs. I just didn't know that D.Va just sat like on the top of the giant crab playing with her Switch. That's pretty cool, actually. That was I've honest to God never caught that before. I didn't realize that that's how D.Va sat on the giant crab. My experience, GitHub readmes are either useless or getting the stuff to work as super complicated. Even the readme is actually good. Coming from no, Kalis, I agree. I agree, Kalis. I absolutely agree. I've had some readmes that I'm just like, who wrote this? Who actually thinks that normies can understand what this is? Because I think that's the issue. Like a programmer writing a README for someone who isn't a programmer might not really consider the fact that the person reading it isn't a programmer. It's like when engineers design things. We're really shitty at designing things because we take everything and we think it's logical to us, so it's logical to everyone else. But the information is different, blah, 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 blah. Last Rites does connect onto ETC. That will be another kill over to the side of our blue team. Zul'jin Distillery looking to get some amplified push through this top lane. They do have this camp through mid, but it will be cleared out. And D.Va Malthael in the bottom lane will be having a little bit of a 1v1 for now. UX is hard. Everything is hard. It's hard to remember what the average layperson will actually understand things. Oh yeah, absolutely, because I'll understand something different than someone else, absolutely. Like, I've been able to dismantle Weenus's map editor to change out the maps. Like, there's a way to do it, and I was literally, like, my theory was like, oh, I wonder if I just literally make the images and just have the exact same file name. That's all the changes I need to make, and it'll carry over, and that's exactly it. So it's just one of those things that, like, there's some logic to it, but at the same time, like, sometimes I'm dumb as all hell, and it's just like I don't understand how to install things into specific root folders that you have to type and bring. I don't know. Programmers often make readmes that are hard to understand for other programmers. That's even more awkward. That's even more awkward. Explaining is a skill in its own regardless. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we can take the exact same conversation, apply it to like architecture and engineering. Because like, I mean, I worked in construction for just about 10 years before I started doing this at full-time-ish, or at least trying to. And I would get architectural drawings that make absolutely no sense, and I'll call up the client and I'd be like, look, dude, this doesn't make sense in the real world. He's like, no, no, no. And he would explain it to me. And I'm like, I see how you think it works, but that doesn't work in the real world, my dude. Like, that's unfeasible. No, just have it float. Just have it float. Nothing needs to suspend it or connect it to anything. Just, it'll float. I went to school for architecture, and I understand why people do not like architects. I get it. There's some of the stuff that they come up with is just like, are you serious right now? Like, that's no. ETC, I think, tried to drop the mosh pit. You can see it's on a 10-second cooldown, and there will be a wonderful turn from the side of Zul'jin Distillery, finding a quad kill as Dead On is trying to back out of here. But this, I would honest to God expect this to be a quick snap turn in for the side of our blue team. Zul'jin Distillery has the map advantage. You can see Nutcracker getting those 12 gems in, which will be enough for this Web Weaver phase. Gonna be going into this top lane to push things out even further. I like how Automod modded half of a word. What the hell? Magnets, my dear Baja. Lots and lots of magnets. Mama, how you doing? Forget programming. Let's talk about no pyro. Can never not pick pyro, even when it's not worth. Are you talking about Pyroblast on Kael'thas? Or are you talking about pyro in Team Fortress 2? Floating Italian basin will be beautiful. You just tilted the wall. The sound is just so satisfying. Oh, I agree with you. There's actually a lot of really good sound design in Here Is the Storm. I would say that probably one of the best things is the quest completion sound in Here Is the Storm. That is probably one of the most rewarding sounds to hear. That and the actual quest dings. There's a couple of heroes they actually removed the dings for, like Zagara or Tychus with their dear lord, their questing talent minigun. I'm blanking on the level 4 talent for Tychus that has the, it's not, obviously it's not the bigger they are, but either way, the dings, like there's a lot of satisfying sounds in Here Is the Storm. Chen drinking, Wandering Keg is amazing. Leap from Sonya, oh my god, all good noises to hear. Unless you're on the receiving end of them, then maybe it's not fun to hear a leap. Doesn't RL16 Quest not have any dings? I don't know. The talent is officially called Dings. Oh, right. Thank you. I forgot that Blizzard renamed it because Dings is so popular. 2 stacks of lacerates for this Malthael. Mind Control comes out, but it won't catch the foot of this Raynor. The turn availability will be denied for now as a big stay while Listen comes out. Gravity Lapse connects onto this ETC taunt will be there. Lacerates and everything beyond the Italian kitchen sink is thrown at this ETC. The trade onto Malthael will be found. Diva only losing her mech as the chase continues in through top lane. The fort did go out. No taunt for a second, but I think we're going to see this taunt actually go out onto the Brightwing. The shred is going to be through. Kael'thas did get picked off just below us. One set of the gems will be picked up, not all of them. So no turn availability for our blue side. Zul'jin Distillery having to back off, maybe considering boss between the Deckard, Raynor, and Varian. Exactly, Day. I'm excited to play more Halo with you later today, Day. Are we doing like same time as yesterday? Like 6:15, 6:30 area, something like that? PDT? You're on my time right now. I always forget what time of the year you're on my time. Or is it yeah, no, Halo's been really fun. If you missed any of the Halo stuff last night, I hope you guys stick around for the Halo 3 campaign with Day, Cyber, and Pirate Rum. Yes, the pirate realm that does play Here Is the Storm. He actually plays other games too. But it's been really, really fun. I've never played a Halo game, so I'm very, very much enjoying like the little bit of lore that I'm learning, as well as I was actually thinking about this earlier today. I think last night Cyber said that Halo 3 came out in 2006. I think Doom, like the new like revamp of Doom came out in 2006 as well. Maybe that's the reason I have like the same kind of feel for it. It's not only like some of the storyline stuff, but like some of like some model design stuff reminds me of Doom in the sense like some of like the aliens, the way that they look and the way they sit and talk. It reminds me of like evildoers in Doom. But anyways, ETC is going to be coming through with that power slide. Stay while Listen comes out from this It's Deckard Cain. The Phoenix comes out from Kael'thas as well. Lacerates onto the ETC. Won't be enough to get the damage for a kill. Mind Control goes out onto this Varian. Wit needs to back off before getting shredded with the damage over time as they drop the banner of Ironforge. Mosh pit from the ETC. Varian actually gets stunned or caught in the mosh pit as I think they were trying to charge in or something. ETC gets a phase shift just in from the Brightwing, and during all of this, Webweavers were pushing out in favor for our red team. I actually want to look really quickly. They don't have enough for back-to-back turn. They're looking at, what, 30 gems in total right now? And I believe they would need roughly 60 for an actual back-to-back. They could find quite a few through this push right now, as, wow, they, on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, are going to just destroy that Kael'thas. No convection stacks to be reset. And the push actually continues through top lane. Webweaver with sitting in a sliver of health, but the Commandeer Odin comes down. Big minion wave is up here in the top lane, and it's just a Deckard Cain and a Malthael for defense. Looking like the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx really want to get this keep down through the top lane to get themselves more value. Miss, you are not prepared, yelling loudly. Yeah, Sibby Bear, I agree. Also, those Foxington sips are perfect. But, yeah, no, Illidan Hunt, that's a good one as well. That's a really, really good one. Not satisfying to hear when it's coming to you, but kind of fun to hear when it's going out onto an enemy member as Malthael dives out, finding the kill into Tychus, but that's a dive a little too far forward, and that will yield a counter kill. Malthael coming back in 50-some seconds. Kael'thas just about back from death. There's going to be another big stay while and listen. I gotta say, led with the stay while and listens and the Divine Storms from the last game, absolutely on point. Wit gonna dive onto Deadon, who does go down. Mosh pit out from the ETC. No one trying to step into that. Kozer getting very low, will get picked off. Just trying to get a little extra cooldown reduction on that mosh pit. We'll be able to find roughly, probably, I think it was like 20-some seconds off of it, maybe 15. They at least hit 3 heroes. Probably like 20-25 seconds off of mosh pit, not bad. Malthael buys back in with their level 20. You can actually see, you can hear them, but you also know with that ability right there. 180-second cooldown. That is 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So roughly at 18 minutes and 30-ish seconds, that's roughly when Malthael can die in the game. That's a thing to consider here is when can Malthael die? Because if he dies anytime before that 18:30 mark in-game timer up here at the top of our center of our screen, that will be like an 80-second death timer for Malthael. So I've seen some Malthael players play around that timer insanely well. Liam from 30K on the CCL team, they're a really good example of that. It wasn't when they were on 30K, but it was right before that. I watched Liam literally just like wait until they had that 3-minute marker, and then they just played hyper aggressive, died, bought back in, played the same way over and over again. A lot of damage going out onto this Sylvanas, who does get the cleanse out from Brightwing's Soothing Mist. Actually, might have been the Will of Forsaken. No, she didn't go for it. Okay, so it was the Soothing Mist from the Brightwing. Angle shot getting chunked right now, does end up going down. Led trying to back off. A lot of living bombs spreading to the enemy players. This is going to be that flamethrower at level 20 for the Kael'thas. No infinite bomb spread. Speaking of bombs, D.Va Mecha Explosion goes out, not finding anyone. D.Va does get the boost forward. Does she have the stun off the boost? I do believe she does, yeah. So that was a nice penetrating round from Raynor to delay out any sort of stun on Devarian, but he still goes down. Webweaver turn-in still not available or existing on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. 20 talent tier has been here. Boss is up in about 10 seconds in the top lane, and there is a camp pushing its way through mid lane. Join midway, but I haven't noticed D.Va using W at any time. Is that normal? I've seen it a couple times. I don't know if I'm missing it either, but I mean, I would say probably not. You'd probably want your D.Va to be reducing damage with that Matrix defense. Can I? Any D.Vas? There we go. Protected defense, excuse me, project a defense field that in a target direction for 3 seconds, reducing the damage dealt by the enemy hero inside of it by 50%. Activate again to change the angle to project in. Damage dealt from mech within... Excuse me, damage dealt to the mech from enemies within the defense matrix still grants the same amount of self-destruct charge. Well, oh, this feels like all in right now, chat. This feels all in. Like, if you don't win this push in, you've got a lot pushing against you, and the enemy team can just run it in and take the game. So I feel like we are here, and we are looking to end game on the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Scroll Ceiling comes out from Lead. There's going to be a big stairwell. And listen, Mind Control, Power Slide, a lot thrown in. There's going to be the Storm Shields out from the ETC as well. Lead, the Decker King, the first one to go down in this core attempt. Battletoad will not lose the mech. Actually going to be able to utilize that mech explosion just as it's supposed to fall. And the core is starting to fall here. The boss has been cleared out through this top wave. Big red button value coming out. Battletoad is going to lose their mech. Mind Control, that's not going to connect, but a taunt will be there. ETC drops the Mosh Pit. Sylvanas dumping in damage into the Rainer as the phase shift comes through from this Brightwing. ETC does go down. No Death Mosh as they did go for that Storm Shield at level 20. Malthael buys back in. Tychus goes down as well. Sylvanas and Brightwing trying to back off right now as the bottom lane keep is being sieged by these, well, single siege giant and catapult. God, what is the damage looking like? We're 20 minutes into the game right now. 331 from a catapult, which is going to be 661, looks like, for a structure. Found a lot of people forget to use W. Like, I looked at the stats for some CCL games, and the number of casts in some of the games were single digits. Weird. Looks like, though, the members of Zul'jin Distillery are potentially, they're going to be taking this series right here. They're going on core. It's falling rapidly. B-Fresh is getting low here. This is looking like, oh, wow, there's a lot of low players on this side. Oh, no, the Malthael goes down. Full death timer. Actually extended death timer because of that 20 talent tier, and I cannot believe it. We're actually, it's not a Kalaris core per se. Well, Deckard Cane's trying to make it a Kalaris core, but there's just too much damage out. The Deckard Cane will go down. 9% left on this core. Kael'thas, the only one left up and available on this left-hand side. Oh, chat, this is awkward. I thought that was a 2-0 series, honest to God. I thought we were going to wrap it up and we were going to get another best of 3 going. 9%. Kael'thas, just hope no one rotates right there. Oh, well, you found the Sylvanas. Who wins the 1v1? So far, Kael'thas. But Brightwing has now come in, and that makes things a lot more difficult, and there's going to be a dead Kael'thas, and with that, the GGs are called. Big Red Button Commandeer Odin is out and pushing on to the core. It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we head to a game number 3. The series is not over just yet. No dead game GG, well played. That's not even a phrase. Anyways, let's get... As I said, casters, we say stupid shit. And sometimes you just gotta roll on. Like the one time I said, you lose a lot. You learn a lot from a losing game, and I said that in the cast, and then the person who I was casting came into my stream and would say it periodically to me, and that person's Weenus. So I knew he was jabbing me, and I was just like, God, I knew it was the dumbest statement. It was the dumbest sentence, but yeah. Rainer through the game? Really? Phoenix Rising Onyx calculated that? Easy. Jet Sam J, how you doing, friend? I see your throw and raise your counter throw. Learn 1 2 2 2. Thanks for the follow. Here's some stats, everybody. That was a fun game. That was a fun game, but we're not done just yet. That's not done just yet. Rainer kept clicking and unclicking the core. And I say this, and I want you all to picture the SpongeBob sponge face, okay? But isn't that called A-moving? Picture the sponge face after that sentence. I bet comms were, hit core! Yo, I bet. Not sure if he wanted to team fight or try and end. Oh, I wasn't watching it that closely. There was just so much happening. Alrighty, back to Bandit Night. It was no, that's what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying. Like picture the sponge. Like I'm saying isn't that a moving kappa? That's what I'm getting at. That's just all I'm getting at. Oh yeah. By the way, oh cool. There's a tweet that just went out about it. Hell yeah, buds. Tomorrow I am going to be casting an event later in the day. Here is actually the event info. I'll be casting this later on. So we won't have a morning stream. Typically on Fridays we have a morning stream, but since we're doing this ARAM tournament, I'm going to spend the morning prepping for the CCL draft show. And then I will see you on Saturday, obviously, for CCL Draft Show. I'll see you later on Friday for this one. And then also, don't forget, Sunday afternoon is going to be Baja Ross. We're aiming to start around like noonish PDT. So it will be about 9 o'clock if you're on the if you're in Central European summertime. But maybe you can hang out with me and enjoy some painting at the later half of your night. But there you go. That is going to be, this is the tournament right here. This is the tournament. Tomorrow afternoon, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 o'clock if you're on the, if you're in the West Coast. And if you are in Europe, I believe this is going to be, I'm literally buying time with my sentence. This is like 2 a.m. CEST. There's like 2 best of 3s and a best of 5 grand finals, if I'm not mistaken. It won't be on my channel. It's going to be on J McGee's channel, just so you all know. All right? There you go. That's the game plan for tomorrow afternoon. But we are here in today's games, and let's go ahead and get into a third map, everybody. Let's find out who wins this best of 3 series, because it is tied up. It's 1-1, and we're going to head into our third map. He's straight up a stop at attacking the car. Oh, that's rough. Damn. That's a rough go. All right, let's get into a game, everybody. Oh, welcome on back into the Nexus Gaming series. On the left-hand side, we have Zul'jin Distillery, and on the right is going to be Phoenix Rising Onyx. This is game number 3 in our best of 3 series for Division C East. Let's see who will take this game in a 2-1 fashion. On the left, as I mentioned, Zul'jin Distillery. We've got Be Fresh on the Greymane. Wit's going to be on the ETC. Nutcracker on the Phoenix. We've got Ankle Shot on the Chromie. And we've got Lead on that Brightwing. For the right-hand side, we have the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx. We are going to be seeing a Musio on the Anduin. Sequel Black is going to be on the Falstad. Kozer is going to be on the Joanna. Battle Troll on the Leoric. And Dead On that Gazlowe. All right, we got a Gazlowe game, everybody. Let's go ahead and get on into mid lane and check out what our first engagement could potentially look like. I do want to note Dragonite phase is earlier on this map than most objective phases. So, like, if we're comparing Battlefield of Eternity or Infernal Shrines to a map like this, I believe at the 1 minute 30 mark is when we actually have our objective phase up and available for contest. And so that's a really good rotation into bottom lane. Barrel roll forward from Falstad. Sustained damage will be there, and that's going to be a first blood over the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. Well played. A really, really good rotation to kick things off for the side of our red team. Just picking on the Chromie, who was a little too far forward. But speaking of picking on the enemy team, this is going to be the well sniped from the Leoric to make his life a little more difficult in that solo position. We'll go ahead and check on that periodically as the phase shift from Brightwing connects into mid. Power Slide from ETC catches the foot of Dead On, but is not going to be able to have any follow-up damage. Meanwhile, in bottom lane with the Chromie dead, there's going to be some decent siege into this lane. She arriving down here right now is going to be chunking into the Falstad. I like how Falstad like moved one, got hit by the second, was like, all right, I'm done moving. I've absolutely got this. I don't want to take any more free damage from you. So let's go ahead and see what happens with that. Chromie will scout out this camp with her Time Walker's Pursuit from level 1. Not only do you get spell power from this, not only do you get some vision, not only is it 25-second cooldown reduction, or it's 25 cooldown in general, but your arming time of time traps is reduced by 0.57 seconds. And I actually don't know off the top of my head. I think it's like 2.5 seconds for arming time. No, that's way too long. 2 seconds. So you basically have a 1.25 channel rather than a 2-second channel. Not bad. Like, I've actually seen the Time Walker's Pursuit time trap, like, cooldown or speed increase on the cast time or channel time really, really have a lot of value for Chromies to be able to kind of just time stop themselves and buy some time for the friendly team during a team fight. But right now, we are looking at mid lane where we could see a potential Dragonite. Dead On is just going to have a lot of damage into ETC, who is easily just kind of playing around like, look, I got face melt. I could face melt you at any point. Sorry, I was skimming chat really quickly. Chromie, Greymane bottom lane. We do have the Johanna down here as well. Phoenix and the Kael'thas up in the top lane for now. Meanwhile, in mid, Gazlo is going to get polymorphed, but no big deal. Oops, yeah, I thought we were in the wrong zoom there for a second. I was like, I shouldn't be seeing this much on the map. Falstad going to take the safe rotation down into bottom lane as these Siege Giants are getting some value down here, but not a ton. Time stop onto this Johanna as we do have potential Dragonite in mid lane. Greymane chasing in onto Dead On, but I don't think Greymane has enough sustained chase, and they'll have to back off. I guess not sustained chase, but enough room to chase the Gazlo. That's probably the better way to put it, because Gazlo had the fort range, and Greymane was not going to be able to step into that whatsoever. Anduin has come up here. A Chastise could be a great setup, but there's a blink out from the Phoenix, and they're absolutely fine. Be Fresh on this Greymane, maybe looking for a Dark Flight into this Leoric, and a Leap of Faith will save the Leoric. It's not going to be a Chymo Cleanse. For anyone that doesn't know what a Chymo Cleanse is, it is when you Leap of Faith your friend and they die mid-air with the Leap of Faith, and it's full cooldown reduction on Leap of Faith and everything. God, I mean, who doesn't love a good Chymo Cleanse? Exclamation point healer in chat. And then legitimately exclamation point owl in chat. Those are, there you go. There you go. Those are two really good clips, actually. 7 talents here up on both sides will be in favor for the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, as they do have a little bit of an experience advantage with the few kills that they have found. Time stop onto 1. Johanna going to step into this ETC. A lot of damage coming out into said cow, as Sequel Black had some decent sustained damage, but it won't be enough. Bottom lane controlled and top lane to be controlled as well. Unfortunately for the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, there's only a Gazlo in mid, and there's a Brightwing Greymane to deal with, so I doubt we see a Dragonite grabbed anytime soon on this map. As ETC is threatening through mid, Phoenix regains control of top lane. Bottom lane, continue to see siege in from the Anduin and the Falstad, as Johanna rotates into the mid, maybe looking to help out Dead On in this situation. Imagine well swipe sniping in 2021. We had a video like almost a year ago. No, it was probably like 6 months ago at this point. We had a video where Kyle Ferguson did like a well sniping video, essentially, or like a well discussion video, and we titled it like snipe this or something. And I remember like people on Twitter, it's not that they hated it, they were just like, we were telling people about well sniping, and there was a bunch of people on Twitter who were like, no, we don't want well sniping to be a thing in Heroes. Please stop giving it priority and giving it information. But on Dragonshire, I honest to God, like this is such a good tactic. It really is. It's such a great way to control the enemy team, and also just solo lane priority and solo lane advantages by taking that well down. It's massive. I talk about wells all the time in Heroes of the Storm, and like if you can get rid of a well in a priority lane, like let's say this solo lane right now, it makes Leoric's life so much more difficult, because you have to rotate either into mid or all the way back to your keep to be able to get some sort of burst and sustain, and at that point it feels like you might be forced to Hearth. But 10 talent here has come through in favor for the side of our red team. Phoenix Rising Onyx doesn't get the light bomb, but there's going to be a blessed shield to follow up, or at least try and follow up to find some damage. Wit will get the phase shift from the Brightwing. Dragonite availability is here for our red team. Battle Troll looking for the channel, but this is a Greymane who knows what's up already. Do have the Spectral Leash thrown onto Greymane, who does roll away with the eyes in the dark. That's why you saw that little shimmer onto Greymane, as they do go invisible from the, I believe, that level 7 talent. Just also skimming, waiting to see what our 10s look like over here. Is it go for the throat? Is it going to be Curse Bullet? What's the game plan here? I had a Genji once that was doing nothing else but well sniping. We farmed experience in the lanes, let 2 people always kill him. Remarkable how he never stopped to try it, though. Sometimes you have a plan. It isn't a good plan, but it's a plan. I mean that's most of the time when I play Heroes of the Storm, I feel. I have a loose idea of what a plan could be. Curse Bullet for the Greymane as the heroic. Wit's gonna go ahead and power slide into the enemy team. Not gonna be able to find any sort of setup. Time Trap comes out from Chromie into these bushes right now. Chastise from Anduin will not connect on to ETC as the Blessed Shield comes out. There's a Grab a Bomb out from the Gazlo, and an ETC is going to get shredded before I can even blink. Really quickly, Falstad does have Flight up and available, but it looks like Gazlo will be the priority to go into Dragonite. Phoenix not going to be able to regain control of top lane quick enough, and there will be first Dragonite of the game over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. being consequent means to follow through. I don't know. I'm dumb. All right. I don't know. Like I'm just here to yell about Heroes of the Storm half the time. I hope you just enjoy the entertainment I can provide. And I hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. Thanks again for swinging by and checking out the games. Really do appreciate it. Thanks also for a lot of the people who swung by for the Resident Evil portion of the stream. Mosh pit out from the ETC will be interrupted from a kick of the Dragonite immediately, so whole cooldown onto that one, but there isn't a 13 talent tier yet, so no cooldown reduction from the face melt at level 13. I'm blanking on talent names today. Like, dear lord, I don't know what happened to me. I think I was just, honestly, I saw Resident Evil stuff and that's all I can think about right now. Like, no joke, I cannot stop thinking about the mercenary mode. That's gonna be so exciting. I really cannot wait for Resident Evil 8 content, or excuse me, Resident Evil Village content. There's a big thing, like I will say this if you don't know, Capcom and the people who make Resident Evil, they really want to push that it's not Resident Evil 8, it's Resident Evil the Village, or Resident Evil Village. Just little things like that. I'm so excited about it. I don't know what direction we're going to be heading into. Seems like we're getting into vampires and werewolves and we're going to head to Romania, but that's just my guessing at this point. Because the coins actually look like old Romanian currency from like way back in the day. And then like the mountain range looks very much like Sibiu or Sinaia. Like those areas, like the Carpathian Mountains. And then you've also just got like a lot of just weird European things that I'm just like, ah, yes, that should just be Romania. I don't know. I can't stop thinking about it. Anyways, let's continue into the game, everybody. We're here in game 3 for the Zul'jin Distillery versus Phoenix Rising Onyx, and we'll see who's going to be able to take said game number 3 and find a 2-1 in this best of 3 series. No 16 talent tier yet for either side, so let's go ahead and actually cycle through those other numbers again. We looked at them right around the 7 to 8 level mark, so let's go ahead and look at them a little bit later on here, 7 to 8 levels once again, and see how these players are doing. A bunch of pings in the bush that the ETC is trying to come through right now. Why do you know so many Romanian places? Because that's where my family's from, and that's where I've been a bunch of times. My family's from Cluj. It's the northwest region of Romania. It is the capital of Transylvania. I don't play Resident Evil, but Baja Ross? I know that's Bob Ross, but it's, you know, okay. Ooh, very good mosh pit. Nice light bomb out from the Anduin to mitigate the mosh pit value. There's going to be a gust out from Falstead. Brightwing goes down first. Sequel is going to... Wow, the Entomb from Battle was so good right there to catch the hoof of ETC and lock him in. That will also be 16 talent tier advantage. 0 to 7 in kills. The members of Phoenix Rising Onyx are on a roll in the later half of this game. Falstead looking to fly all the way into top lane and set up this Dragonite channel. Romania makes sense and Transylvania's there. Exactly, Kalis. See, Kalis understands my logic. No, legitimately though, like I actually, there was at some point, like when they did the first Resident Evil Village showcase, they showed one of the coins, like the currency that you get throughout the game. Like if anyone remembers in Resident Evil 7, you can collect certain coins in the Louisiana Bayou to unlock like the Magnum and some extra health stuff and blah blah blah. So I believe you collect coins like that, but they have a wolf on them. So I actually literally like Google searched that wolf and then started doing like research on coins of the era, and I found one in Romania that matched that, and I'm like, oh! Also the spelling of they say it's Lady Dimitrescu, but it's spelled in like in Romanian to be Lady Dimitrescu. Like that's literally like it's a Romanian spelling of a name too. So anyways, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm done with my Resident Evil theory. I'll stop talking about it. We'll talk about Heroes of the Storm, and I'll probably jump back onto this in a minute and a half. We do currently have Nutcracker in this top lane being forced out by the Leoric. I was looking to see how that 1v1 was going as the kick goes out onto ETC through the Dragonite, and that will be still siege in through this bottom lane. Well played so far. Don't forget, I think someone redeemed a banditry. You are correct. Someone did do it, and I said I wouldn't forget, and I absolutely forgot because I was like, oh, we should probably get into the next game. I shouldn't talk randomly in between games for like 10 minutes, but thank you for the reminder. I will get that big cookie. It was Walker S84 Walker did it earlier. My apologies again if you were waiting for that and I missed the message if you did remind me. Alrighty, 16 to 18 in our levels. Even talent tiers. Parity has been found at least through the talents. Still going to have a little bit of scaling advantage with that 2 levels for the side of Phoenix Rising. Onyx, ETC going to power slide away. A wonderful Entomb coming out as well. We do have the... just, dear lord, the light bomb coming out. Brightwing gets a blink to a minion. Well played from Led. Bob Ross emotes, cool story, Bob. So then I don't get the message from Orange. All right, whatever. Let me have my love, all right? Let me enjoy things. 20 talent tiers right around the corner for the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx, as they are looking to maybe threaten keep with the camp and the wave that they have through bottom lane. Heroic cooldowns are just about to come off for this right-hand side. Pretty much most of the heroic cooldowns done or up and available up on the left-hand side for Zul'jin Distillery. I'm waiting to see, but it looks like it's just going to be the camp fed in through the bottom lane, and Leorc to go into top to clear things out. Camp on the right side to be grabbed by our red team. We have Phoenix Rising Onyx continue to put pressure out as another Dragonite phase is up and available, but look at this camp invade. ETC comes in. The Orc is still showing in top lane. Big light bomb, big Gravo bomb as well. Greymane goes down. Wit goes down. Chromie gets picked off. Phoenix is out of here, and the one that's still left alive is the Brightwing, trying to just blink away to some of these minions. Falstad barrel rolls forward, does have the crippling hammer at level 16, so has that increased slow, but Gazlowe set up on the point. I would expect this to be a quick Dragonite through bottom lane to take keep and maybe go core. 30 seconds on average for 4 players. Can the members of Phoenix Rising Onyx end the game here and take it into 2-0? We'll have to see. Usually when people post cool story, it's usually in a negative fashion, but that's the era of the cool story bro that I remember. I don't know many cool story bro eras where it doesn't really come off as like cool story, I don't give a shit. Because that's how most cool story bros come out. Anyways, 20 talent tier on the right-hand side. Core is being sieged by the Dragonite. We do have everyone up and available. Planet Cracker out from the Phoenix. Gonna be just kind of walked around, and a light bomb goes out. That will be core falling. GG, well played. Over to the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx. They take the series in a 2-1 fashion. Are they silver rank? No. We are in Division C, so NGS MMR. Let's see. Division C is as an average MMR of Platinum 2. Encore. Sorry, I could not remember Encore earlier. I don't know why I couldn't remember that talent name. It just literally was just eluding me all game. 0 to 12 in kills. Really, really well played from the side of Phoenix Rising Onyx in this one. It was a really well played game by them. I don't use it ironically. Okay, thank you. Honest to God, that's just just. As I said, the era of cool story bro usually was like, it was meant to be kind of like a wow, your story is so interesting. Like that's how it comes off, because that's the era of that. Sarcasm. Plat is not much different than silver, to be honest. I mean, silver isn't that different from bronze. Grandmaster isn't different from bronze either.